Hi, how are you?
All right, Holly's in Dallas here this morning talking about giving to charity, but watch out for tax traps that can get you in trouble with the Internal Revenue Service. Holly, like, for example?
Well, basically there was a huge abuse going on with charitable contributions on tax returns and a few other line items too. So what the IRS does now is they pick line items rather than doing a full audit. And it's very frequent for charities to get audited because people were literally making numbers up. And we all know people that have done it, right? and they just average it out or say, oh, I did 500, and that they don't have any backup. So it is really critical that whoever you give your charity to, whether it's money or like goodwill, products from your house, then that you get a receipt. And a lot of people don't know this, but when you do have any kind of goodwill, especially if you're doing a lot of stuff like you're moving maybe and you're getting rid of a lot of furniture and stuff, you need to go to the IRS website, and they have a list of how much you can deduct for each item because of the same problem. People were overinflating the value of the like their sofa. Those things really don't have a lot of resale value.
Yeah. So in other words, they would they donate a sofa to Goodwill and say that was a $5,000 sofa.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll just ask for the receipt. And interestingly, they always part of what their IRS system is called it's automated correspondence exam. So it's a computer. It's not a real person anymore, just like everything else, right? And if your charity is greater than the average person at your income level, you'll still get flagged. So you could have had a great year and you could have given a lot to your church, for example, but you could get flagged just from the dollar amount. But the good thing is all they want is the receipt from the church or whatever organization you've given to. So as long as you have that receipt and you're using the right numbers, which are right there on the IRS website, I mean, it's kind of tedious if you do give a lot of goodwill to go through that, but it's not that difficult. Then you're fine. There's nothing to worry about. But the days are over of going in and just kind of averaging out and saying, yeah, I got 500 or 1,000. And definitely for that reason, don't use cash when you're, contributing. Definitely use a credit card and make sure that you get the receipt.
Indeed. We're talking with the money therapist, Holly Signorelli, in Dallas this morning. And Holly, I think that's the Internal Revenue Service, as much as I dislike those people, they do have a good website that has all the rules there for you, so you can print it right out and say, all right, here it is, and I abided by it.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is complicated with them. They don't email or do anything, but if you need to make a payment, that's easy on the website. Or if you need to pull up your charity. Another thing I wanted to mention, too, and I think a lot of people have seen this in the news, is if you are donating a car, you absolutely have to do it through a qualified organization. So, I mean, one of them, for example, is Wheels for Wishes. There's all different companies that are lined up with the IRS, but the value of your car is established by them, and then you get a receipt, because that's another area of abuse where people were saying the car was worth a lot more than it was.
Gotcha.
So it's an easy process. Just use the right company and make sure that you get the receipt for the true fair market value. And the good thing is regardless of what the car sells for the charity, you still get the full market value, even if it sells for under that.
Oh, cool. All right. The money therapist, Holly Signorelli.
One of the things I remember, too, Holly, is a few years ago when we were told in church about keeping up with our canceled checks and also on the envelopes at church, we can't just put the checks in the collection plate anymore. We have to use the church envelope. We have to put all kinds of codes on the envelope. So they really cracked down on churches a long time ago as well. I think it's like 5 years ago.
It's so complicated when people would put cash in there and trying to track it from their standpoint, like from their accounting standpoint. They've made it easier. A lot of churches you can just pay online. And I know some of the things that I give to monthly, like Smile Train, you can just have an auto draft on your credit card. So I think they make it easy for everybody involved, and especially because of what they have to send for the IRS as well.
All right. Holly, where can we go for more information?
TheMoneyTherapist.com, all kinds of tax stuff, but all kinds of other money-related things as well.
Fantastic. Holly, Merry Christmas. You have a great Christmas name.
You do. I do.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Holly. Take care.
Okay. Have a
Bye.
wonderful day.
You too. 19 minutes before 8 o'clock. Holly Signorelli. She is the money therapist. Go to themoneytherapist.com for more info. Coming up, believe it or not, Ripley, I hope you're sitting down. Lindsey Graham.